Have you really ever thought as a Christian what really is eternal life? And you may be thinking, and maybe you've never heard this before as well. You may just be thinking, well, eternal life is just living forever. Well, everybody's going to live forever. Whether you're a Christian or not, you're going to live forever. Jesus actually answered the question, what is eternal life, in his high priestly prayer. He said this. And this is eternal life, that they may know you, the one true God, and the Son whom you have sent, that is, namely, Jesus Christ. And he goes on to say in his high priestly prayer as well in verse 23, I in them, that is the disciples, in us, I in them, and you, Father, in me. And he also says this earlier in his high priestly prayer, that they may be one even as we are one. You see, eternal life is not just living forever. Eternal life is a quality of life. It is a relationship with God that should be increasing in joy, in love, and most importantly, in oneness, not only with God, which is primary, but also with one another, our relationship with other Christians. And that's why Jesus came, so that we can have eternal life. The purpose for the Gospel of John is found in John 20, verse 30 and 31. It says, Now Jesus did many other signs in the presence of the disciples, which are not written in this book, but these are written, so that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name. And so the Gospel of John was written so that you may become a Christian and receive that life. And then later on, John also wrote, the Apostle John probably wrote John, then the epistles of John, then Revelation towards the end of his life. And so there's a lot of maturity, there's a lot of this life experience in these books. And so John wrote in First John, and in First John, it's pretty interesting that this is one of the first books I ever taught, and now, nearly 27 years later, I am teaching this book again. I'm going to be preaching through this book, and I'm thinking up and considering the theme of First John again, and the theme of First John is found in First John 5:13. And it says, By this we know that we abide in him. That's First John 4:13, which is a good one as well. But First John 5:13, I write these things to you who believe in the name of the Son of God, going back to John 20:31, to believers, that is, that you may know, that you may know, that you may know you have what? Eternal life. And so the Gospel of John was written so that you may believe and receive eternal life. First John is written so that you may know with certainty, with assurance, with confidence, I really do possess that eternal life. And so, not this Sunday, but February 2nd, we'll be starting off in First John. And if you can't join us in person, you can join us online, and we're going to look at how you can have that certainty, be grounded, know for certainty that you have eternal life, the quality of life of being with God and enjoying that life with other Christians. Well, thank you for joining me.